Hello, this is Haley Judd, and welcome to Back to Our Roots, Emmaus-At-Home, Going Deeper, our very first Going Deeper. So our Going Deeper videos are going to come out after our initial topic video is released to get a little deeper into the topic that was covered, to look at it through a little bit more of a theological, intellectual, academic lens. So for those of you who are like me and can't get enough of that stuff, I think you'll enjoy these Going Deeper videos. So today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Ten Commandments, this introduction to them that we've been doing. And we're going to ask two basic questions. First, why did God provide the Ten Commandments? Why are there even these Ten Commandments? And then secondly, why do we follow some of the Old Testament laws but not others? You know, you hear us emphasizing the importance of the Ten Commandments, but you're probably thinking, well, we don't follow a ton of what the Israelites did and what God commanded them to do in the Old Testament. So what is the distinction? But to start, we're going to cover this first topic of why do we even have 10 commandments? Well, as we said in our introduction video, the 10 commandments were given to Moses shortly after the people of God were freed from slavery in Egypt. So I want to get into that a little bit more. So we're talking about the very beginnings of the nation of Israel, right? It's very young. They had ended up in Egypt, and then they became enslaved, and they were there for many, many years suffering in this slavery. Moses comes along, there's the let my people go, I won't start singing for you. And then the Israelites make their way into the desert, and they are in a new situation, right? They are newly freed from sin, newly freed from Egyptian rule, and starting out to their promised land where they are going to form their own nation, their own people, right? And nations tend to need rules. They need some guidelines to know what to do, what not to do, to function well. And so God provided guidance for them as a people and as a nation. But more than that, he provided these rules and guidelines and laws and love to them because they were his chosen people. He had already made a covenant with these people, remember? We go back before Egypt to Abraham and the fathers of our faith. He had made a covenant to these people. And so these laws were him following up on that, him saying, we are bonded together. Let me guide you as my people. You obey me, I will look out for you, and we will have this relationship in the promised land. The Catechism has this line that has really stood out to me as I've been studying it, as I've been studying these commandments. And it says, the gift of the commandments is the gift of God himself and his holy will. In making his will known, God reveals himself to his people. So not only was he, just trying to guide them in their new people and their new nation, but he was truly showing them who he is as a God. Who is the God that they've made a covenant with, the God that's going to guide them as they leave Egypt in slavery and rule under the Pharaoh. Now they're ruled by this God. He's saying, this is who I am. I'm a God who loves you and wants you to love me. I'm a God who wants you to love and care for one another. He revealed to them who he was. And I think that's a really beautiful way for us to understand why we have these 10 commandments to begin with. But getting to that second question, I think it's a big one that's on a lot of our hearts. Why do we follow some of the Old Testament laws and not others? Well, as I read and researched, I came to believe that there is a man who has explained this better than anyone else I could find, and that is Father Mike Schmitz. So rather than restate what he has said so beautifully online, we are going to refer you below to his video on why Catholics follow some Old Testament laws and not others. Thank you for joining us today for our very first Going Deeper, and I'll see you next time.